Just letting you guys know you can listen to my No Bleeps podcast anywhere you stream podcasts or on my No Bleeps YouTube channel. Link in the description. Hey guys, it's Billy and welcome back to Sesh. Today we have got to talk about James Charles because there is a ton more drama that is going on regarding James and people calling him out for collaborations, hanging out with his friends, going on vacation, not caring about the pandemic, and his response. Over the past couple of months, James Charles has not addressed the fact that he has been getting constantly called out for hanging out with his friends, not respecting social distancing, not respecting the stay-at-home order. People have been noticing that James has done like over 20 collaborations. And they are saying things like, you didn't need to do any of that. None of that was essential work. You could have stayed home and made videos of yourself. You didn't need anybody else to be in the video with you. You're James Charles. The title of your channel is James Charles, not James Charles. And of course, it's entertaining to see people collaborate with each other, but Nikki Tutorials has figured out a way to do it and it looks great, and she doesn't need to be in the same room. She can be safe and everyone that she's collabed with can be safe as well. And James has just been doing collaborations and they're all in the same room together. No mask, no social distancing, nothing like that. He has been very clear that he does get tested quite often. A lot of people still are not happy with that because they are saying like he's wasting tests and he's taking tests away from other people that need to take those tests. People have expressed that they feel that it's really selfish of him to continuously keep getting tested just to hang out with his friends or to go on vacation to Hawaii. That people should just be following the rules and staying home and not taking advantage of getting a million tests just so they can pretend and act like they are free to do whatever they want, even though they're still at risk, even if they tested negative. But they're acting like this negative test automatically gives them the ability to act like there is no pandemic happening at all, as if this negative test means they're immune and they'll never get it even if they hang out with a bunch of people if they've all tested negative. So the conversation has gotten very controversial and it has gotten very big. A lot of people are just really worked up over it, and now James is getting it all worked up over it and finally coming out with a statement. This past week especially, everyone has gotten really fed up with not just him, but all the influencers that decided that suddenly they do not care about social distancing. And so a lot of people were venting on the internet, and that is exactly what happened with Jen X Pen, Jen McAllister. If you guys do not know her, I've watched her for years since she was freaking making music videos on her channel, and she tweeted out, if you're an influencer in LA and you're still collabing with people outside of your household, I genuinely hope you're filled with so much guilt that you can't even move. Someone in this city dies every 10 minutes from the virus. If you can't make content by yourself, you're boring. LA is very bad right now, and they are under lockdown. I do agree that you should be staying home and there's no need to collaborate with other people if it is unnecessary. And it is possible that you could be negative one day and positive the next day. You just never know, and the risk is simply not worth it. So in response to Jen, James Charles actually decided he was going to respond to her, and he tweeted back at her and said, "This you?" And it was a screenshot of Jen collabing with a group of friends. I know that Joey Graceffa is in the screenshot. You know, he's basically calling her out like, hey, why are you calling out influencers in LA that are collabing when you're doing the same thing? This video was a month ago, and obviously I understand the frustration. I would be frustrated too if someone was calling me out for something and they were doing the exact same thing. He continued by saying, just to clarify, I'm certainly not innocent either, as I took part in the same exact video on my own channel. I'm just sick of seeing influencers act holier than others when they're guilty too. Well, why don't you just not be guilty at all and everyone just stay home? Everyone just protect themselves, protect others, and stay home. Listen to the rules. I don't know why that's so difficult for other people to grasp. I don't know what's so hard about staying home, especially when these people have literally the nicest houses ever. Like, if you told me I could quarantine in James Charles' home, you better believe I would be living there every single day for the rest of my life. Like, I don't need to go outside at that point. Like, that house is big. It's like 3 stories. He's got a trampoline in the backyard and a pool. I mean, come on. Seriously? FaceTime your friends. I don't know. And it's not like James lives alone and he is so lonely and needs to hang out with friends. Like, he has friends that live with him. So someone replied to this because Joey Graceffa was seen in the screenshot that James posted, and they said, "Don't include Joey in this, he's too cute." And he replied saying, "I'm not trying to drag anyone into this. I love Joey, LOL. I filmed the same video for my channel inspired by Joey's, so I'm not innocent either. It's just really hypocritical to call others out when you're doing the same thing." Now, James deleted all of this. Like, he deleted all of his replies, and Philip DeFranco actually asked him, "Why did you delete the tweets?" And he replied to him saying, "Because I like Jen and don't want to start an unnecessary fight with her." I definitely think he just shouldn't have gone there at all. He should have addressed people's concerns than trying to come for Jen. Obviously, he regretted going after her and starting the conversation this way, but I do think it's like, we see now that you are aware that you are getting criticized, and you're only upset about getting the criticism when it's someone else that is also doing it, which I know is frustrating, but now we know that you know it's bad and you continue to do it. Now, there are some other responses that were tweeted and deleted. Some of them are still up, but someone said, "Did you get tested before filming?" And James said, "Of course, my team and I get tested weekly to be safe and precautionary. I'm sure Jen did too." And someone said, "You wouldn't have to get a test every week if you stayed inside," which true dat, true dat, true dat. He said, "I've been in my house for the last year straight, LOL. I barely ever leave." Let me just remind you guys, James literally went out to dinner all the freaking time. He went to BOA a number of times. He's filmed videos where he's literally going out of his house, and he's literally filmed going to the Hype House party for Lorray. So it's not barely. He has left multiple times, a lot of times, honestly. Then he continues to say, "I would still pay to get us all tested weekly, even if we were locked inside, because it's the safe and precautionary thing to do." And someone else said, "You're wasting tests for people who actually need them. Stay the F inside." He said, "There are millions of tests getting tested to ensure the safety of myself, my team that lives with me, or anyone we come in contact to is not wasting tests." Jen later issued a response to James Charles and tweeted at him saying, @JamesCharles. "I don't know if I should reply since you deleted your tweets, but yes, I was asked to be a part of a collab back before Thanksgiving when the stay-at-home order in LA was lifted. It's the only thing I've done for the entirety of 2020. I didn't see anyone before then, and I haven't seen anyone since then either. Maybe my tweet was worded poorly, but I was trying to comment on the current state of LA. Cases have been going up since Thanksgiving, and the stay-at-home order was reinstilled around then too. I just don't think we're on the same level here. I wasn't calling you out directly, but if you want to call me out directly, then I'd just like to point out the 5+ collabs you filmed in December where you're sick to the point that you can hear it in your voice." And if you guys did not know, in his collab video where he's filming with Charlie, Dixie, Chase, Ray, and Noah, he does say that he has a cold in the beginning of the video.
I know, my voice sounds so bad. I'm under the weather right now, I just have a little bit of a cold, but that is not going to stop me from my holiday festivities with my best friends.
He does not have the virus, but he does have a cold, and people were mad at him for still filming with them because you can still spread colds and it still sucks to get sick even if it's not, what the pandemic is right now. And he replied to her at first saying, "Fair. My December collabs were filmed before the stay-at-home order was put in place. I had a cold, got tested a few times to ensure it wasn't the virus. I just think it's hypocritical of you to wish a deadly virus upon others for not social distancing when you haven't been perfect either." So he deleted this, and then someone said, "Not you backtracking." And he said, "I backtracked right away because another influencer wished the virus upon people not social distancing a few days ago, and I accidentally thought it was Jen, but it was not, so I quickly corrected myself. There's nothing wrong with that." His changed response was, "Fair, my collabs were filmed before the stay-at-home order was reinstated. I had a cold and got tested a few times to ensure it wasn't the virus. I didn't claim innocence, just think it's hypocritical of you to call out others for not social distancing when you haven't been perfect either." He then said, "Regardless, I really like you and don't want to fight, hence why I deleted my tweets. Once they started getting attention in the first place, if you want to talk further, I followed you so we can DM, but if not, I hope you enjoy your night." And that seems to be the end of that drama, at least in terms of the Jen and James drama. But as for people still being upset with him, there are still a lot of people that want him to really take responsibility for his actions and be better. I don't know if because now he's admitting that he hasn't been the best and perfect person during quarantine if he's going to try and improve himself. He didn't really say if he was going to. He just said that he knows he hasn't been perfect, but I don't know if that's going to change. I definitely want to know what you guys think in the comments down below. I hope you guys are staying safe. I love you guys so much. You guys mean the absolute world to me. I will talk to you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.